GSAP stands for Gun Sight Aiming Point. Camera synchronized with the bullet. Plane powered by high octane. Drake at Hunter Bay, New Guinea.
Maybe you can't understand, I ain't gotta throw these hands. I'm dropping lightning bolts in the underwater, you and your man. You folding the tools and get abused, it's nothing new.
Welcome to the lab, guys. We are back with another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room. I am joined by fellow Canadian Matthew Bell. Matt, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out your day to join us for Sundaze with the Clink Room. It's been a long mission of mine to get you on camera because I had no idea who you were. Or not who you were, sorry. What you look like.
Yeah.
I know who you are. Obviously, I'm familiar with your work. I've been really drawn to you because, you know, as a Canadian, we always got to put on for other Canadians. And
oh, yeah, for sure.
Fellow hockey lover. So, I maybe sometimes I pigeonhole you as the hockey guy, but, you know, you obviously do stuff other than hockey.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to get you on so we can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, real quick, how did you learn of the Clink Room and how did you start to get yourself involved with the world of custom hats?
Oh, man. Clink Room was a complete accident. I think I just started with my Instagram account and
Okay.
I searched fitted hats, and Clink Room was one of the top things that came up because I just was. And I'm graphic designer by trade. So the appeal of being able to design your own one-off hats was awesome. So I jumped in immediately. I think one of my first designs was the Jade Kong skull, and it didn't do well at all. But it was a chance to get my feet wet, and since then I've been off and running.
Yeah. So what kind of inspired you to combine your passion for art with your love of like hockey? I know being Canadian is part of our blood, but like what kind of got you to do that kind of crossover effect?
I've always wanted a hockey hat of my own, and what better way to do it than to design your own? Like you said, Canadians generally stick to their hockey roots, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hockey roots in my family, so I just I stuck with what you know, and then I guess branch out from there after.
Perfect. Do you have a favorite team? You're in London, Ontario, so actually geographically you're probably closer to Detroit than you are to Toronto, right? So
yeah, I think we're 2 hours from Detroit, but my team is New Jersey Devils.
Oh.
Yeah, very random. A lot of people are like, why? But it's just I'm a goalie guy, so I grew up watching Martin Brodeur, and I fell in love with the team since he started, and been obsessed ever since.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually Justin and I from Hat Club are really good friends, so we were trying to plan like a little hockey vacation. So I'm pushing for Buffalo, so Chicago at Buffalo.
Okay.
He's pushing more for our Islanders. So to do like MSG was a little bit it's harder to get tickets at MSG, so he was trying to convince me to go watch Islanders versus New Jersey in New Jersey. I think that happens in December. So
okay.
I might be watching your team. So
nice.
But anyway, so Martin Brodeur. I mean, it makes sense. The Devils were really dominant in the 90s. I was a big Paul Kariya fan. So, Scott Stevens.
Poor Paul Kariya.
Scott Stevens did a number on my favorite hockey player growing up.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, really.
Yeah. And he also destroyed Eric Lindros. But yeah, that team dominant in the 90s. But we won't bore the rest of the world with that.
No.
So other than hockey, the Clink Room is kind of known for like unique and imaginative designs. Like, how do you come up with different concepts other than hockey? So like recently we seen Dragon Roll, Don't Sleep, Deadbeats, but like what I'm thinking of Hawaiian Whales, Tiger Style. Like where do you pull your inspiration from typically?
It can come from anywhere, really. It can be just like, I think Dragon Rolls came from me staring at a sushi menu at work or something, and I was just like, "That's perfect." That
Yeah.
that one was right there in front of me. They served it up literally on a plate for me. Um, but others can come from me like trolling through Pinterest or something and being like, "Oh, I see that. I have a spin for it, and I'll do
Hmm.
that, and I'll do it in my own way." Um, but yeah, like inspiration can come from anywhere, as far as I'm concerned.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For people not familiar with the Clink Room, can you kind of explain what makes it like special for them to give a platform for like sports teams, artists, or even just regular designers?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's freeing as an artist to be able to express yourself, and especially with something you can take with you and share with others. It's also not bad that you can make a little bit of money off of doing what you love. So yeah, Casey set up a great platform for anyone to just contribute and try and get in. Not everyone will get in, but
Yeah.
you just keep trying, and yeah, that's what I did. And there's tons of new Clink Room artists coming out all the time with the woodwork, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's awesome.
In terms of specific artists or designers, whether they're part of the Clink Room community or not, have there been any of those artists that have influenced your work?
Uh, I try to do my own, but like the obvious ones are Jacobo.
Hmm.
He's insane when it comes to his work.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't miss. Outside of that, Fraser Davidson is a British sports logo designer.
Okay.
Um, I think Ryan Fusser.
Yeah. Foozer.
Yeah,
Foozer
he
Sports. Yeah.
he occasionally does Clink Room stuff. His stuff is impressive to me. Um, there was another guy, Slavo Kiss. He does some work for Noble North. I think he did the Beaver Jacks logo for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Uh,
think I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
yeah, might be a little obscure for some people, but yeah, look those guys up. They're all great.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Noble uses a lot of like foreign work. So Aurelian, I think, has done a lot of work with them, and the Slavo
Okay.
guy you're talking about for sure. Okay, cool. Um, is there any advice you would give to aspiring artists who want to kind of break into the world of like sports team design?
Yeah, don't give up. It's hard to get into, but like once you get something and you hit, you don't want to stop.
Hmm.
There was a long period, I think, mid last year to this year, where I just didn't have anything in me to give to the Clink Room, and then suddenly there was just a burst of ideas and inspiration that I just threw out, and some of them hit and some of them don't, but like you just gotta either move on or revisit those ideas and keep trying.
Yeah. Are there any memorable or iconic sports logos that you kind of pull to find inspiration from?
um i I don't think that I try to find any inspiration from existing logos. I try to find ways to be as um instrumental in my work, like how the Yankees logo is so iconic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want something that I do to be as simple and iconic as that is, and that's what I strive for, or at least try to. If I can't do that, then I just try and do something that satisfies myself.
Fair enough. Can you kind of walk us through your creative process when you're doing the design? Like, are you looking to have the theme made up first, or are you going to look to do the drawing first? Where do you kind of fit the workflow into your process?
So my workflow is all over the place. There's no
All right, fair enough.
there's no set path that I take. Sometimes I'll go on Pinterest and just scour and see if there's any ideas I can like adapt or change or do from there. Or sometimes it's just like the Deadbeats hat. My son just said, "Why don't we do Deadbeats?" And he'll give me an obscure concept for it, and I was like, "No,
That's
I don't really
awesome.
like that, but like I have another idea, so I'm just gonna go straight to the piece of paper or the iPad."
Mhm.
And from there it goes into Illustrator and I work it out.
Yeah, some
I'm
people don't. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I'm one of the few that probably still uses pieces of paper. Like my desk at work is just covered in paper still.
In doodles,
Yeah, exactly.
scribbles. That's awesome. Some people find it hard to like kind of rank their work or to kind of talk about the stuff they've done before. Like, do you have favorites of yours or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is Deadbeats.
Hmm.
Obviously, I'm wearing it. Second would be Toucans. Um,
Great pun, by the
yes, thanks.
way.
I'm not a drinker myself, but I just thought that can't
Yeah,
miss.
yeah.
And the one that didn't make it that I love, I actually have a shirt of. It's the Plague Rats.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Plague
cool.
Rats. It's one that didn't make it, but it's a logo that I just admire for some reason.
It's tough, right? Because the rat is like hard. It's like a hard sell sometimes for
Yeah,
people because of like the negative connotation. So I have
exactly.
like I'm so excited for this, but like this year's the upcoming year is the year of the dragon for the
Yep.
Chinese zodiac. But I'm trying to complete the wheel, so it's gonna take me a number of years. But the second ever one we did was the year of the rat, and
Yeah.
that one was really hard to sell because
Yeah.
people just don't like
Like the
don't like
stitching and yeah, they incorporate it with like yeah. I get it. I get it.
yeah, yeah. So they make for cool logos, but like they don't. It, unfortunately for the rats, it's got to work on its branding a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I do love that Staten Island Pizza Rats.
yeah, yeah.
That's incredible to me. That's almost up there with the New York Yankees as far as I'm concerned.
It's so cool. I was like spawned by like this viral moment. Like I don't know if you saw the video,
Yeah.
but like the rat carrying the pizza away. It was you're like what?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's to me, yeah, that's right. That's like an all time logo. But
Yeah.
hopefully we'll work on it. We'll work with you rats to rebrand yourselves and get you up there. But thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the festivities. So let's cover first the last call. So if you're watching this, it's probably Sunday around noonish. You have 12 hours until these hats stop for pre-order and go into production. So we'll cover the 6 hats ending tonight at midnight. So first off, we got 40s Ronin. So that's the third version of that style he did. Speaking of style, Style and Phil got together with Buck Off, the first ever Clink Room real tree hat, and then with sprinkles. So Chris Robinson, along with Rick, made the Dunkin' donut. What do you think of these?
40 Swords is another guy whose art is like undeniable to me. This one is great. It's just in my bottom 3 of the 3 because they're all so great. Like
Yeah.
If it was in another lineup, maybe it'd be in the top, but like for that one, it's the bottom for me. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe the colorway a little, the black or whatever color the cap itself looks a little muddy. I don't know if that's just my screen. It might be, but yeah, that's the bottom for me. Buck Off is probably my top. I would never wear a camo tree cap, but like the artwork is undeniable. And I saw the process video for this. It was it must have took him a while, but like he got there, and he got there quite well as far as I'm concerned. Composition, everything. And with sprinkles, probably second for me. But again, the muddy crown, that might be my computer screen, but like, yeah, it's second for me. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a miss
No.
in all of these. This is a really strong week if we're starting off with these three. Just for collectability, 40 swords with that Ronin. I think he's done 2 already, Samurai and Ronin in that style, and he actually has them facing off in a pre-order right now too. So that whole series that he has, and just kind of getting to know him a little bit better, and learning that he's spent time in Japan, and like a lot of these designs coming from just being immersed in that culture. I just respect him a little bit more for that. So That one is an awesome design, and it's good to see Clink Room getting back into the alt material type. We see the real tree trend really taking off. We see the real tree trend of stores using like minor league logos that Casey and his team Brandios ended up doing. So it's like cool to kind of see it come full circle a little bit. I really like that one. And then Dunkin' Donut, like who doesn't like a good pun? My only thing here is I probably would have changed the basketball to look more like I know we're Canadian, so I'm going to say Timbit, but I guess
I think they're donut holes there.
Donut holes,
munchkins, they call them now.
Yeah, donut hole. That just sounds so offensive for some reason, but for us,
no, I agree.
I'll say Timbit. For them, donut hole or munchkin. But yeah, I would have just made that a donut hole. Other than that, I think the hat's flawless. It looks like that classic like Simpsons donut.
Yeah, Homer's donut.
Yeah. So all in all, I'd say 3 out of 3 here.
Absolutely.
So if you could spare the money, I would grab it. I would not hesitate to grab any one of these hats here. And let's take a look at the other 3. So we got Bonsai by Win, Holy Guacamole, and Leaf Leapers by Jay. What are your initial thoughts here?
I like the art in Bonsai. It really pops. I'm just Bonsai, yeah. It's nice. I like the greens. I don't know. I know Manny was on last week, and I think he made the comment that greens kind of bleed together in some cases when they stitch. So I don't know how well it's going to look, but those look different enough that it might be good. I do like it. It's probably my second on these 3. Holy Guacamole, I think it's fantastic. COD Designs, I don't know if he's the concept guy or the art guy in this team. But he I think he did the not Trash Pandas, but the Trash Gods or something that was similar to this.
I think he paired up with Sierra to do that, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay.
Keep talking while I load that.
Okay. Yeah. Very similar, I guess, in style and execution, which I liked on that one as well. So I like this one.
Yeah. So he did Garbage God.
God.
COD did Garbage God.
Okay.
And then there's another one I believe that's Trash God, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. I know Sierra did a couple.
Okay.
Of the like that pose, basically.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm mistaken. It's COD that's doing the whole. So COD and Sierra teamed up with Temple God, which is the same pose but like a mezzo theme. And then COD did the Dairy Goddess, which is a cow in this pose, and then Picnic God, which is a raccoon. He did that with Obvian, and then this one is with the italics. So looks
Nice.
like COD is the god pose guy.
Yeah, so like a collection, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I
And
wouldn't
leaf
change
leapers.
anything for it. Yeah, leaf leapers. I think that's my last one. I get it. It's just I think its content isn't for me. The execution is very well done, obviously. And the Clink Room Monday Morning Critz guys eat up those I guess silhouettes with
The silhouette
yeah,
landscapey ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I do like that he took it a different way instead of just making like a boring silhouette with just a landscape.
Yeah,
There's
he kind of
actually
broke
a
the
figure.
silhouette. Yeah.
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 It's cool. I don't know if I love the face detail. I mean, it's gonna be hard to pack in the detail to the face.
Absolutely.
It's almost colored opposite where
Usually you see
dark.
the face and the yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
But it's cool. It like you said, it's cool that he broke out of the box and he's doing something different. I think this is one of those that if executed real well, it's just gonna embroider really cool. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to kind of see the vision in the mock-up version. But
Yeah.
definitely for me, I think if I were to pick one of the three, I'm Holy Guacamole.
Yeah.
And I'm just a sucker for like Volt and lime green and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm all in on that one.
Nice.
But yeah, let's cover the crits portion of this. So these will all be coming up for Monday Morning Critz for you guys to vote starting Monday with the Clink Room, and there will be 10 designs. So let's go through them. You haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. Let's take a look. So Sierra God is going to make me pronounce a word incorrectly, as he normally does. Ahuzult. Either way, this is badass.
Yeah.
What are
It
your
looks
thoughts?
great. I'm not sure. I assume like a South American like Spanish influence kind of mythology behind it.
Yeah, I got you with it. All right, so Ahuzultl is a legendary creature of Aztec mythology.
Okay.
It is said to lure people to their deaths. Ooh. Creature is taken as a mascot by the ruler of the same name. Is said to be the friend of the rain gods. So it's most likely a water possum, which possesses dexterous hands. Interesting.
Okay.
And a prehensile tail.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we get to learn something today.
Yeah. It looks good. Some of the details, like where the back leg kind of jets up near the front of that back leg, those smaller points might be hard to embroider. But I'm just nitpicking. This thing is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. I can't stop staring at it. It looks great.
He's almost got it. I mean, obviously, other than like the yellow and the jewelry and the red in the eyes, it's almost a monochromatic hat. So it's like different shades of like blue and dark blue and teal and stuff like that. So,
and you said it was supposed to be a possum?
Yeah.
This kind of looks like a dog.
Like a dog, right?
Yeah, that's my only, I guess, the only thing I can find wrong with it.
Well, I don't think there's an actual animal that it's supposed to be. I think it's just, it's all based on like hieroglyphics and
interpretation,
old shields and stuff like that. But I'm looking at some of the ones and it does look like a wolf kind of, but it's hard.
Yeah,
so
that's
this
fair.
is just kind of his like interpretation of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, because there's no dogs or anything like that have prehensile hands or dexterous hands and stuff. So
that's true.
This is all his interpretation. It's badass.
It is.
Maybe the head. I'd beef up the head just a little bit. I mean, it might throw off the dimensions just to make sure that you get the details in the head.
Mm-hmm.
I worry a little bit about that.
The teeth, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I think this is badass, man. You did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Lady in Red. Win Studios is back with this. So this looks like a Red Riding Hood type hat. What do you think here?
I like it. I like when a clinker can go outside of that like outline with the like, in this case, the jetting slashes. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. That just adds to the design for me. The wolf, it scares the hell out of me. It's great, and uh, I guess that's Little Red Riding Hood, right?
It looks like it, yeah.
She she looks great, except some of the details on the face are kind of tiny, whereas everything else looks beefy in line with. So, if it goes through, which I have a good feeling about it, it's just changing some of those line thicknesses.
Yeah. I think one thing he could potentially do, now I can never draw this well or whatever, but I think I would kind of shift the wolf a little bit so that they're a little bit more parallel.
Mm,
That way you can get an overall increase in the size. And that kind of tackles the problem you talked about with the small details in the face.
yeah,
The face is really well drawn. It's just,
absolutely.
I worry about how that would kind of embroider. So I would either throw the wolf a little bit closer to her face, maybe get it in line there, and then that way you can just expand it more vertically.
Hmm.
But other than that, I think it's a well drawn piece of art here. I almost feel like there's a little bit of lacking detail in the wolf's face compared to the girl. Like the
Yeah,
girl's got super small, super fine
fine
details,
details. Yeah.
whereas the wolf is a little bit more. I mean, if you want to make the wolf less detailed, then maybe you put more shadow on it. Maybe you make it a little bit more of a background piece. Maybe like a little bit more of a silhouette.
Hmm.
But almost here, it almost feels like it's two different pieces
Yeah.
mashed into one.
Yeah, now that you say that, it feels like the wolf is like sports logo, and the Little Red Riding Hood is kind of more refined. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
Like a cool thing could be like you make her the main piece, and then her shadow is the wolf or something
Ooh,
like that.
that's good too.
So
Yeah,
that's kind of where I would play with it. But all in all, I think this is a good offering from Win.
absolutely.
Lotus by Gabe.
Okay.
What are your initial thoughts?
I like. I know skulls are a big seller, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's not a standard white skull or like a cream color or yellow. I like that it's like that blue. It's eerie for sure. Um, lotuses, aren't they usually white? White lotuses or like a pink?
White, pink, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
I can accept it being a different color, obviously, but
yeah,
like it's cool. It's definitely cool. Some of the line work needs to be adjusted, like I guess the curves in the eyes above the eyes there, they need to be adjusted, but it's solid pretty much.
yeah. One thing for me, I don't love the bottom petals. It almost reads like their hands potentially,
Okay.
or like maybe even roots or something. Because typically lotuses they grow on water.
Yeah.
So I don't
It'd
know
be
if
cool
I
if they got rid of those and then added like little to follow the outlines of blue, have like little wave marks or something around the bottom, just to
yeah.
make it look like it's floating a bit.
Yeah, because I could feel how he's playing with like the opposite. So like a lotus is typically like a symbol of like rebirth or life, and then he's got like the the skull in there. It's kind of similar to like when you see like Japanese artists throw like a skull in like a chrysanthemum or
Okay.
something like that. But like I almost feel like he's missing the mark in the sense that like the lotus is kind of oddly shaped. It's almost like you want the skull of the lotus to be in the center. I
Yeah.
mean, you want the skull to be in the center of the lotus, and right now it feels like he put it on the outside of it. You know what
I
I
see what
mean?
you're saying. Yeah.
So that's my only critique with it. The color is cool. It's Miami Vice style beetroot Vice Blue. We see it happen all the time.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just
No.
something that's kind of like used all the time. So maybe I'd play with the color a little bit, maybe soften it, get that pink in there, maybe a yellow. But other than that, I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
I just would play with the proportions a little bit. Right now, it's like a piece of the side of the Lotus. I would try to want to get in the middle of it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would do that, but that's what I would try to do.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it though, like clinkers go nuts for skulls, right? Like, so this we we can talk till we're blue in the face about it, right? But like at the end of the day, it's buyer's choice.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
It's cool though. Like,
yeah,
I do agree that it could be worked on more.
Yeah, he's right there though.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. $1 by Levi. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like that it. Who was it that did the Benjamin Franklin Clink hat?
Hauser.
It kind of has that feel to it, I think.
Mm-hmm. The one with the kite?
No, though. Maybe it was the
full count. Full count.
Yeah, that one. It has that feel to it. It's cool. I assume that everything is supposed to relate back to like the money. Yeah, like that. It has that feel to it.
Yeah.
I just wish that if you're gonna make that pun, there was a little more money to it, if that makes sense. I see all like the filigrees and the what are those called? The vines on the side, like the floral wreaths or whatever. But yeah, I just wish there was something more to show that it's a money pun. Yeah.
Would you put like $1 in the like that little banner thing? Maybe
I think that makes sense. Or
$1 or something. You know.
Yeah, one maybe. You have that banner there, and it has kind of nothing in it to. It's there for no reason at this point. If you filled it with something, it would have a reason to be there, right?
Yeah. One thing, I mean, it's drawn so well. The concept is really good.
Yeah.
But I think I would. I know it sounds stupid. It might sound stupid. I don't know, but I'll say it. But you almost want to off-center his portrait, so it's more like a portrait, and less of almost like a mugshot. You know what I mean?
Straight on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just turn.
It kind of just looks like a hunting trophy at this point, right? Like.
Yeah. So maybe I would turn him.
Like if you offset it, maybe give him like the Benjamin Franklin thing, like a suit or something.
Yeah. Because we're just so used to seeing that as a portrait, like someone of stature. So like I think that's my only critique. I think the color is awesome. It almost looks like that new Everest green that they introduced because of the Seattle All-Star game. So like that's kind of like a new like hip color to use. I like all the different greens and browns and stuff he used. It looks like he pulled it right out of color match to like a $1 bill. I know we're used to loonies and stuff, but they got the $1 bill over there. So I think this is awesome. Yeah, I like how you used the horns too, the antlers as the filigree. I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
but I'm with you. Use the branding. $1, $1, whatever you put.
Yeah, I do like your idea of the 3/4 turn though. That's I might have to use that.
Awesome.
No, I'm joking. That's awesome.
All right. Let's move on. Base head. Oh, stuck in there. So I did not plan this. All right, cool.
Okay.
You want to talk about this a little bit? I mean, you might.
Do it. Dick came up with the concept of base head. He wanted something with like bass speakers, and I think this was at the point where I was just like, I'm gonna do everything in hip hop. So
Yeah.
I threw together that like old school Run DMC.
Congo hat.
Yeah, exactly. The LL Cool J Congo hat and the Adidas sweatsuit, and yeah, this is where I'm trying to do more with color because most of my hats are like darker colors, and yeah, uh, I just went for it. He seemed to like it, so I threw it out. I like it. Looking at it now, there's probably some stuff that I'd change. I don't want to reveal that because like I want people to buy it and judge on their own. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's always stuff that can be changed in your own work. Yeah. Is there anything you see in it?
So that
And don't hold back.
yeah. That piece below the speaker, is that a chain or his mouth?
Yeah, it almost okay. I will say this: it almost doesn't have to be there, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I
Well,
think looking at it now, it could either
I
be bigger or just gone.
so if it's the chain, I would say it doesn't need to be there, but it
Okay,
almost works because it looks like it could potentially be his mouth. So I
that's
don't know
true.
how it would look if you just change that gold to be like that gray, and it
Yeah,
almost looks like he's spitting a
that's
little
true.
bit.
Yeah.
I almost feel now. I don't know how you feel about like shapes holding logos in. I almost feel like a triangle could work here.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially just have him because it will give it like a break to start and end the logo. Like I do like half body logos sometimes, but sometimes
It needs
it
something.
gets hard, to see where it starts and stops. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
The mouth chain, like initially it looks like a chain, but then now to me, like I can't unsee it. It looks like his mouth.
Yeah.
And
No.
then
The triangle. You said that, and like my mind instantly went to like old school. And this is gonna age me and probably be the corniest thing I say on the show. Saved by the Bell, how they did those like spinning triangles and stuff, like just have
yeah,
it off kilter a bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of. Just
yeah,
having it kind of frame it. It could even come through it on the front and then behind it at the back almost. But
yeah,
I kind of feel like that would help it. It would give it like that 80s vibe too, you know?
yeah, exactly.
So that'd be my only thing. Maybe even, I don't know how cartoony you want to get it. Maybe even like speech lines. Like,
Maybe. Yeah.
but yeah, I think this is really cool.
Thank you.
The colorway reminds me of like the 80s. So like all the kind of like those holographic jackets people would wear all the time. Like it was Oakley, that brand. Either way, but like like the different kind of fading type jacket colors and stuff like that reminds me a little bit of like the San Diego City Connect, what the kind of where they went with like this kind of like green teal with like that hot pink.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like it.
Nice.
It's different. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, all right. El General Edge branding. I don't think I've seen this clinker.
Oh, yeah. I saw their profile today. Actually, I don't remember what I was looking at on it, but I do remember seeing it. I think their logo is like orange in that circle.
Yellow, like gold.
Yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is cool. I like the bandoliers over the I guess that's his beard there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big ass sombrero.
I dig this. I'm a sucker for like dark caps, and orange is pretty great. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know what else to say. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I seen that he did a version of this, with like a Georgia Tech colorway, like navy blue and gold.
Okay.
I almost prefer that over this because this almost makes him look like he's like a jack-o'-lantern almost.
Yeah. Okay.
And now that we're almost so far, the furthest we could be from Halloween, I don't know if like the orange is like a good idea
Yeah.
potentially.
Okay.
I like the colorway he did on his page, but yeah,
I'll have
he
to
looks
check it
like
out. Yeah.
he's like really into like sports logos and logo design and branding and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then more recently, this was his first submission. It looked like only 6 days ago. So
Oh wow.
it's cool that he's getting into this world.
Welcome.
Yeah, he definitely has some really cool stuff on his page.
Nice.
So keep it up.
Look forward to seeing it.
Or yeah, or could be a lady too. I don't want to automatically assume it's a man. So Edge branding, keep it up. Rotten Apple, Tridub. This is funny too, because not funny. I mean, it's kind of pathetic, but there were reports again that Checker Candy with sharp objects found. I don't know who's doing this stuff, but there are people putting inanimate objects in trick-or-treaters candy. But Rotten Apple, what are your initial thoughts here?
I like the old school like cartooniness of the mascot itself. Now, is this like supposed to be a playoff like New York City's like rough side, the Rotten Apple? Do we know?
Well, he calls it Bad Apple.
Oh, okay.
We all know that one bad apple. Maybe it's you, maybe it's me. Let me know what you think. So this is probably that old, saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch.
Was a bunch.
So
Okay.
I would say that's probably where he was going with that one.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. It gives me those old school mascot vibes, or like there's I think it's a meme of, I think it's a light bulb holding a switchblade, and there's a young child next to it. It kind of gives me that vibes, but it's still cool. The red outline on everything is a bit. It looks like it's gonna fade into the other red in it. I think that needs to be punched up a bit more.
Mm-hmm. Would you go black there?
If you can go a darker red,
Yeah.
maybe, or like a navy, maybe, just to be different. Or black. Black would probably be my third try if I was doing this. What I don't enjoy is the green cap itself.
Yeah, it's like a
I
candy.
don't know what
green.
I don't know what I'd do in its place. But I'm not attracted to that green color.
This is tough, right? So
Yeah.
because if you make it red, you're gonna lose the apple.
Absolutely.
Could you do it like a camel, khaki, caramel color, potentially, like kind of signifying like just the rotting and the bruise of the apple?
Ooh, that might be good.
I almost feel like he's too clean. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, obviously he's missing a chunk. He's got a razor blade. He's got the lollipop in his mouth, but I almost feel like he's not like weathered enough. Maybe get some
more bruises,
some beats
and
or some bruises. Yeah, that's kind of
scarring, stitches.
Yeah, because it's not screaming rotten enough. I mean, he's got the bite, and he's got a switchblade freaking stuck in him. Yeah. Other than that, I almost feel like he's too clean.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like
it's cool art. It's cool looking.
It definitely is
for that era. But like, if you were to go nowadays, it definitely needs to grunge it up a bit.
Yeah, maybe I would like slightly rotate it, just a little. I feel like it's a little off. Maybe get him a worm in there somehow. Maybe, I don't know, but
teardrop tattoo or something.
Something. Yeah, it's right there though.
Yeah,
but I'm with you. I don't know if I enjoy the lime green crown.
Yeah.
I feel like the colors are off a little bit. Like the white, the outline is not quite white. The outline of him is just like a darker red, but it's not punched up. But it would be cool to see this kind of play out. Like getting like a metallic silver on the razor blade would be real cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. If it doesn't make it this week, take it back, retool it, because you definitely have a great concept.
Yeah. All right. Polar Dreamscape by Milos.
Oh, I see it has some glow in the dark on it.
Yeah, it's got a Santa in there. So
That's
Santa,
cool.
reindeer, and the moon, it looks like.
Yeah. I dig this. I like the silhouette of the mountain. The like. The one thing I will say is that the mountain looks great, but you have these like pine trees at the bottom that kind of they look more symbol-y, and less like a realistic mountain.
Hmm.
Um,
Would you have kept those shapes instead of trees? Just would have kept with the mountain theme?
I'm not saying take away the trees. I'm just saying the trees don't match the style of the mountain, and I
Fair
think
enough.
yeah, either keep one style over the other, or like remove the trees and try and figure out a different way to manipulate it so it looks like a bear. Because I think it's cool. It's like the first time you see the bear in the Toblerone logo. It's cool, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what this reminds me of, and it's pretty cool.
I think that's the issue, that like he's nailed like 5 concepts in one thing, and you
Hmm.
kind of don't know where to look, or you don't know how to feel about it. I think it's really well done. I almost feel like the Santa thing is almost like a waste. Like
Yeah,
it's like a really cool concept. It's really like in there, but I just feel like you're burning a good concept, because like I don't really feel like the Santa adds anything to this, because
no,
nothing like this screams Christmas, to be honest.
yeah,
And then I'm with you. Like the mountain is done amazing, and I feel like the trees kind of take away from it. So I almost would rather him be made out of trees, if you're gonna do trees, or to make the bottom be made out of mountains. I'm
yeah,
kind of torn. It's really well done.
yeah,
He's nailed like 5 concepts
absolutely.
in one piece. The problem is like does it work well? Does it synergize together? That's the only issue.
Yeah. Again, this
'Cause-
is one of those concepts that if it doesn't make it, take it back, whittle it down, maybe maybe rework the name. It may not be the initial name, but like
Mhm.
scrap the Santa Claus thing. And because he's got great artwork in pieces around,
Yeah,
he just needs to focus on one style, right? Like, yeah, it's cool, but like, yeah, you're definitely right with him having 5 different concepts.
yeah. It's almost like a victim of its own success. Like the bear is drawn amazing. It's just that there's so much going on that you don't know
Hmm.
where one thing begins and where another one ends. But all in all, man, like it's cool to see his progression. Milos has been one of those guys that is constantly up here
Yeah,
for the crits. So keep it up.
and good
Um,
for him for trying like a
oh yeah,
Christmas theme, right? Like
yeah.
that's not many clinkers are doing that, I don't think.
It's hard to get the timing right, you know,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
you got to also figure by the time you post it, it's got to make it through crits, and then it's got to make it through the pre-order, which is about a month, and then you got to hit the production, which is about anywhere from 3, 4, 5 months. So
Exactly.
it's really tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep it up, Milos. Um, the Blockness Monster, Josh Foles and Lane. This is cool.
It
Water
is.
polo theme and basketball.
Yep. And there's a dolphin in the back. I noticed the dolphin right away.
Yeah, it could be a shark.
Oh yeah, could be.
Could be a shark. Um, 34. It's like a Wilt Chamberlain, or no, Kareem maybe. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster. There's so many. There's so many things, but yeah, it's an interesting hat. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
I think it has a lot of potential. It has that ability to do the depths. Uh, so you can have like the basketball on one, because I think it's embroidery on 3 different levels, right? There's the flat. Yeah, so you can have like the shark and the basketball net, I guess, on one. The the blockness monster on one, and then the front waves and the basketball on the third. I think it has a lot of potential to be a great hat.
Yeah.
The colors are great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it really needs any changes, really.
No.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think it's really, really cool, really fun. I love a high level pun. They're playing like water polo and basketball rules and Loch Ness Monster. This has a lot going for it. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's funny.
Remembrance.
I remember this one.
yeah. They took it down a lot. Yeah, it's a rework because they had a lot of them, and it looks like they put in. So they simplified it, took it down to 3, and they actually put some designs now on the candles, which they didn't have before.
It's good. The artwork's really great. It's not my cup of tea, but I definitely see how a lot of people would like jump at a chance, because I think it was up the same week that Dragon Roll and Deep Sleep were up, and I remember just scouring through the comments of that and them being like, Remembrance is like super awesome, and just the comments saying Remembrance, and it unfortunately didn't make it through. But they've definitely reworked it, so I think it's got a second life here. For sure. The colors are great. Yeah.
I think
in the water are fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a sneaky 2-tone there, so it's like an oceanside blue crown with like a navy visor. I like that like rust orange kind of color, or that orange color from the candle. I think they nailed it. The other one was really, really busy, so this one's kind of more subdued a little bit. Yeah, I think they nailed it. I think they did a great job. All right, that's the 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that went quite quick.
let me recount in silence. Hold on. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's 10. We did it.
Nice. Painless.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for doing that.
Not a problem.
With me, I hope people get a chance to kind of follow you a little bit closer now that we got you in front of a camera. But yeah, any last words before we part ways?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, obviously, for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Thank Casey in the Clink Room for doing this. I know he didn't have to. It was kind of a side hustle that turned into something almost huge. I hope it gets bigger because it's fun participating. It's fun seeing all the new stuff coming in and old stuff being reworked, and older stuff getting new colorways. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you again. And I'm glad on a personal level we got to connect. Us Canadians got to stick together.
Yeah, really.
In the hat game. But yeah, so for Matt and Leon, we're signing out, guys. We're out of here. Peace.
First guard in disguise against anything you do. The yin yang, the binary defender, it's never a wonder. You get clapped from the back before hearing the thunder. No competition, it's simply method to how we wreck ya.
Brought to you by VFTV.